This is the RX 7800 XT. It's got 16 gigabytes of VRAM and it's a beast here in 2024. You can pick up this graphics card anywhere from $475 to $500 and it's great for 1440p gaming. We're going to be using a capture card to record the gameplay of this graphics card so that we won't lose any performance whatsoever. And today we're going to be testing it in good old Fortnite, everyone's favorite battle royale. So let's go check out our benchmark PC specs. For our test bench, you can see that we're rocking the graphics card here with GPU Z with the i5-12600K and 32 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM running at 5600 megahertz. Good middle of the road PC build here. So let's hop into it. All right, so now we're at 1440p. We're going to try performance mode. Textures low, mesh is low, view distance far, and we're just going to see what our FPS numbers are here with the 7800 XT graphics card. We'll kind of get landed first and then we'll start our FPS counter as far as the average and the 1% lows go. On performance mode, typically the knock with AMD graphics cards or that they are worse or you are worse off somehow. But you know, I don't think that that's too bad of the case, to be honest with you. I ran the 7800 XT as my main graphics card for a while, and although it can have some stutters and some glitches, like our 1% lows are currently at 8 at the moment, which, you know, is kind of crazy, but those will get a little higher. Performance mode, your 1% lows are just worse. It's just how Fortnite is. Fortnite is a pretty demanding game overall, and that's something we have to keep in mind anytime that we benchmark Fortnite, and we are rocking the whopping 344 FPS at the moment at 1440p on performance mode in Fortnite with an AMD graphics card. Now again, I'm not playing build mode, I'm not a sweat, so like I'm sure that there might be some problems that come with that, but like our 1% lows are up to the 70 and 80 range, so at the moment like I don't see a huge problem with this. In fact, it's probably not going to be any better even if we like played another game or another round of this, but we're rocking some pretty okay. Like I think it's pretty smooth, but the real test will be later in the game, you know, when we get around more people. But this should continue to just keep balancing out the longer that we ride through this. So, oh, there's a car. Help get me to a different place a little faster, you know? That seems to be the theme this season is cars all around. We can go up to Mount Olympus and see what's going on up here. I'm gonna say that there's a lot of bots here, it looks like. Alright. So I got that person. Gotta be one more. Our FPS is still rocking at 300 in the middle of this little skirmish we got going on here. Oh, right. Let's go. Our FPS stayed at 328, and I mean, I couldn't tell that the 1% lows were at 43 in the middle of that fight. Like, I mean, y'all probably thought, man, the dude's terrible at the game, but, and I am, don't get me wrong, but it was pretty intense, and it was pretty smooth. Like, I really can't complain at all about these FPS numbers with this graphics card. It's pretty awesome. Now the only thing that I'll say is that, you know, we'll try to go to a more congested part of the map, middle of the map kinda, just see what happens. Like, let's get to the Nitro Dome. I think this is called the Nitro Dome. I don't know. This dude's got the God card. Let's go. So during that little exchange there, I get a little focused sometimes and I forget to talk, but we were getting a good whopping 300 FPS and our 1% lows, I mean 39, like I didn't see or feel any of the stutters there, if there were any, to make the 1% lows drop. Dude, people are literally using guitars and gloves to get in ranked. Like, I just don't understand it at all. Like, why? I don't get it. But whatever. Anyway, so we're testing this graphics card and it's doing pretty well. I don't know why I just said that. That was cringe. It was awkward and I'm sorry. But I will get better at filling the space and the dead air as we go along. But towards the end of this video, we'll run it at DX12 as well, and see like how close do we get to this 300 FPS mark. So like there's monitors that give you 360 FPS. Like you can get a 360 hertz monitor. They don't give you 360 FPS, but you can get a 360 hertz monitor And that was a very interesting exchange. Oh no, not cool. And so with a 360 hertz monitor, I got distracted during the middle of that fight. You're not going to get that with this graphics card. So even the X12, which would look a little better than performance mode, and your 1% lows would be better. So like that would probably help in build mode. I don't know. I haven't played build mode in a while because, you know, my friends quit playing build mode. I should probably play build mode to test these graphics cards, but I just don't feel like it, you know? But anyway, if you want me to play build mode, you let me know down in the comments and I'll play it for you guys. But right now, this is pretty smooth and we're gonna go, oh, and well, we lost. So 300 FPS was our average, 44 was our 1% lows. It's not a terrible engagement whatsoever. But what we're gonna do now is we're actually gonna switch it to DirectX 12, and on DirectX 12 we'll have to restart our computer. So while it's restarting, go ahead and press that like button, because that like button is probably going to have more FPS for you in your future, you know. So the settings we're going with, the settings we're going with DirectX 12 are everything's turned off or low except for view distance. We put that on far because if you're playing Fortnite, except for the, you know, very small percentage of you that actually wants to play it on high settings, most of you want the most FPS you can get out of the game. And so instead of wasting your time watching me play the game on max settings where the game barely moves around and it barely twitches at all, I figured it would just be better for you to watch me, you know, play a little bit of the game, and I'll try to talk the best I can while I fight in these engagements and see what our FPS numbers are like. So like we're rocking like 230-ish, 250-ish, and we're going to turn our FPS average counter on, and we're rocking, like we're getting close to that 300 mark we got on performance mode. So it's not terrible. Oh, doo-doo, just fell out the window. Not good, not good. Oh man, well, we'll try that again, because that was not a very good run. Okay, so let's try this again, and we're going to try to survive longer than 20 seconds this time. Okay, so now that we've landed, we're looking at around 280-ish FPS. Again, we're running DX12 this time, everything low except for view distance. That is on far, or stuff's turned off. It could just be turned off because it doesn't have a low version. But that's what we're looking at the moment. I'm pretty sure that I saw someone land over here, and we did. Alligator is no longer with us in this game. All right, so 296 FPS. I mean, that's looking pretty good. But let's see if we can find some shield, and then we can get out of here and go see what it's like in the middle of the map. Because the middle of the map's where I like to be. It's where the action is. Well, I say I go to the middle of the map, but there's some fighting going on up here in the Mount Olympus area. It sounds like a country bumpkin, which I'm from Alabama. So far, we're rocking the FPS of 293, 292, and it's looking pretty good at the moment. Not gonna lie. Why would they put a harpoon bag in those ammo crates? That doesn't make a lot of sense. Well, I guess this was the only person at Mount Olympus. I guess the other person guitared out of there. Got me a cow catcher. Now, I just need a gun. I get a gun and I'm gonna be chilling. Oh, look at there. There's a rocket. Oh, they do have lower health now on solos. That's nice. We're still at over 290 FPS, like 295. Our 1% lows, I told you guys, are extreme, much better when it comes to DX12. So like, you're talking like FPS being all over the place with performance mode. DX12, you know, you kind of get that little bit of stability, but like still our FPS numbers, like right now, if you look at the average, it's not dropping, but our FPS numbers are around like the 200, 240 mark at the moment. So that does hurt a little bit, but it's not anything just to be crazy about. And that was a pretty good play by me, I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty proud of that. So we're at 250-ish FPS average. I reset the FPS average counter because I saw that it was dropping on the map, but you can see during the fight, it still come back up to like 250 in the middle of that fight. No dips, no stutters. I guess technically it did dip, but like I didn't feel it. A lot of people talk about those 1% lows, and maybe like if you're like ultra super duper competitive gamer, like I don't notice those stutters like that. The only time I notice stutters is if it bottoms out for extremely long periods of time, or like I lag because my internet sucks or something. Like That's the only time I really feel any sort of stutters and that sort of thing in a game like this. So as of right now, I mean, I don't see any reason why anyone would not be okay running an AMD GPU with this. Now, I know there's a lot to be said as far as like if you have a tournament mindset, like you play in Fortnite tournaments and you're that was sorry. Fortnite tournaments and things like that, then maybe you don't want to play with an AMD GPU, and I get that. Like, I don't know if I should have popped two of those back to back. I don't know if they stack or not, but I guess we'll find out. I need some more shockwave or thingies, mud bobbies, but yeah. So anyway, 278 FPS, even in the middle of fights, 1% lows are at 155. I guess the only other thing that we could possibly do is try to make it to endgame, but I'm probably not good enough for that. So we're just going to survive where we are now. We'll try to go see if we can get in one more little skirmish and see what happens. That's one of them mythic cars. So that dude just almost died there. I was fortunate enough to get away. All right, let's go. What a comeback, man. I'm the comeback king. There's no way he was hitting all those shots. Well, that dude didn't miss a shot, but there we go. Gaming bananas. Whatever. Anyway, this game is also on 7800 XT, but if you play games beside Fortnite, then you might want to go watch this video.